You thought your money was safe in the bank account, right? Well, hopefully my viewers, all of you watching, realize that your money's not safe in the bank account. No. And I think what we saw over these past few days is very clear indication as to why. So for those of you who may not be aware, Silicon Valley Bank, one of the biggest banks in the United States, has a lot of companies that use them that have billions and billions of dollars within them. They pretty much just went under. They didn't have any money to pay as massive amounts of people were withdrawing their funds. Called a bank run, okay? It's no different than what happened with the FTX collapse of the crypto market, of these other crypto companies. This is not, Silicon Valley Bank is not a crypto company. It's a standard bank. But it's the same principle where a lot of people try to withdraw their money because of how the banks leverage the money, because of how they use your money for activities that you may not necessarily approve of, yet you still give them the money. All those things, as well as the rising interest rates that, oh yeah, I mean, it's a great for your savings account if you keep getting, increased APY, but it's destroying the banks because it's decreasing the prices of the bonds, and then they don't have any sort of money to actually be able to give the customers. If a lot of people are withdrawing money, they don't have the money anymore. So they get closed down. The FDIC comes in and basically says, we're in control now. Now, here's the thing. Whenever you look for a bank, you're always looking for that FDIC insurance. Pretty much, I don't think I've ever seen a bank that doesn't have it, to be completely honest with you. I've always ever seen it. And then again, I probably don't look up too many banks and whatever. So that basically covers you up to $250,000. For the vast majority of people, that's probably fine, okay? And it makes you kind of wonder, it's like, is that even really true? I don't know. But the interesting thing about that is that's not going to cover a business. For example, Roku had, I want to say, several billion in there. Let me take a quick look. So if I look up, let's say Roku. It doesn't tell me exactly how much money, but I remember seeing it. They had, okay, here it is. They had $500 million, about 487 million at the bank, at that SVB bank, Silicon Valley Bank. How are they going to get their money? $250,000. That's not much compared to what they actually lost there. So this is something I've been talking about for a while, and I've kind of warned people about this, but people don't want to listen. People don't want to acknowledge what's actually happening here. To me, from my own personal perspective, everything that's happening is not coincidental. It's not something that is, oh, it's just a coincidence this happened because this happened, that happened. No, it seems to me that everything is laid out in a very particular fashion for a very particular outcome. Now, what that outcome is, I will let you decide upon that. I think it's the CBDCs, the central bank digital currencies. Because basically what this does essentially is that it makes people lose trust in the banking, on all these physical banks and everything, all the banks, and people may be like, I don't know what people will be thinking, to be completely honest with you, because if you compare a bank to cryptocurrency, people, when you really drill down to it, it's basically the same thing, except when you have your money in the bank, you own nothing, essentially. The bank owns your money. Okay? It's basically your money is basically just like a number that's written on your computer screen or on your phone. That's basically all that it is. With cryptocurrency, I mean, I guess you can argue it's the same thing. However, you actually own the currency as long as you are using a decentralized wallet and not one of these exchanges. So if you had money on FTX, that's essentially like a bank. If you had money in Celsius and BlockFi, which I had money in there, I talked about them, I've promoted them before, which kind of sucks. That's essentially a bank. Okay, so you put your money, they own your currency at that point, including the banks. You put money into the bank, they own your money, and they can do whatever that they want with it. You try to withdraw it all, you may be able to get it. A lot of people try to withdraw it all. Bank run, bank is defunct. There you go. That's the end of it. Cryptocurrency, if it's an exchange, same thing will happen. Same thing as FTX. Cryptocurrency, though, where you actually have a decentralized wallet that you actually own, it's not the case. It's not the case because you actually own the currency itself. You own the keys to that currency. You can do whatever you want with it. You can exchange it. You can transfer it to other people. You can do anything you want with it and are not limited by, a bunch of other people or the bank, just not having enough money. So there's a variety of different things there when it comes to that. But to me, here's what I say. There's no coincidence when it comes to this failed bank, and no coincidence when it comes to the timing of all this. Okay, yes, it's due to the interest rates going up, absolutely. It's also related to all the financial issues that stemmed from 2020. You can't expect to lock down the country and think that nothing bad is going to happen. There's going to be repercussions. There's going to be bad things that are going to happen. It may not happen right away. It could happen years down the line, but lock it down, cause a bunch of, physical and mental health problems for people, but also destroy the financial system. That, and then the inflation starting to hit a lot of people. Again, another psychological operation, psychological tactics that are used. Being hit hard financially, with that inflation, with the banks going down, you're not being able to get your money, and just a variety of other things that are happening in a financial way to make you skeptical of not only cryptocurrencies, but the whole banking system in general, so that you beg for the central bank digital currencies, the CBDCs. Why? As I said, there are no coincidences. To me, it makes perfect sense why everything's happening the way that it's happening. And if you've heard me talk about CBDCs before, it's basically just a way. It's a digital currency. It's solely digital. You cannot get your money out in any sort of physical way, which if you look at the push over, the past few years or so, push towards digital currencies, then it makes a lot of sense. But we're not talking about digital currencies as in cryptocurrencies. No, we're talking about centralized currencies of the central banks, which means they own the keys to your currency, and they can see everything that you do with it. They can see everything that you spend, everything that you are earning, everything. Some people maybe think, oh, this is some crazy conspiracy theory. It's like, how many times have conspiracy theories been right over the past few years? How many people, when I made a video about certain things, you would roll your eyes? I'm sure none of you watching this right now did that, but all the people from the past who thought that I was just making stuff up, that I was crazy, that I'm some sort of conspiracy theorist, that perhaps no longer even watch my videos because they have unfollowed me a long time ago. Well, guess what? All these things have become true. All these things have happened. I'm not saying that I'm right all the time. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying all these things are by design, and they're all right there in front of you, and people choose not to look at it. People don't want to feel as though they've been lied to. They can't acknowledge the fact that they've been lied to. But we have. All of us have been lied to, and it's up to you to realize what the lies are so you can take appropriate action going forward. To me, it's hard to say what the safest bet is. Some people say getting your money out of the bank, having physical cash, that is a safe bet. But then you're sitting on cash. Cash is depreciating in value because of inflation. People have mentioned cryptocurrencies. Okay, and then there's certain ones that are private in nature. A lot of the other ones are very open and public. You can see every transaction that is done on them. You have the volatile crypto market that you have to, deal with. That's not necessarily something that people may be too happy with. Then you have like physical, like gold and silver and like real estate. Those may be very, very good options as well. So for me, I'm thinking the last two options would be probably the best, like physical cash and the US dollar and all that sort of stuff. When the financial collapse is happening, which is happening right now, and we see it happening right now, well, we can't really continue going forward with this. They're going to try to do a CBDC. And we will see how many people comply. Because in order for the most people to comply, what do you have to do? What does the government have to do, or something has to be done in order for people to comply? If we think about the past few years, it makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? You got to instill fear within people. Okay. Make people untrusting of certain things like, the banking, the crypto, no one's trusting it. Everyone is scared. And then what else? We have, maybe kind of forcing your hand, saying, here's the option. We cause this problem intentionally so that you then comply with our solution. Are you scared? Go ahead. There you go. Fascinating. It's fascinating, isn't it? Yeah. So that's just my thoughts on this. I'm curious to know what your thoughts are. Let me know, because it's fascinating. I guess we will see in time what ends up happening with this darn bank. I'm recording this on a Sunday. I'm going to post it on a Monday. There could be some different news on Monday as to the acquisition of this bank, to see what happens, or how the financial markets are going to tolerate this, and all this sort of stuff. How is it going to impact the Federal Reserve's rate hikes and all this sort of stuff? It's like, what is going to happen here? I don't know, but it's going to be interesting to see. It really is. So that is all for now. You all take care. Have a great one. Let me know what your thoughts are, and I'll catch you all later. Bye-bye.